to Influence Matters. I'm your host, Clara Rose. Each week, we talk about matters of influence, crafting your message for the world, if you will. Or we have a special guest who's doing something interesting in the world, and I think that you are going to want to hear from them and you're interested, just like I'm interested. Either way, you are in the right place, my friend. If you're building a business, ministry, cause, or brand, you are going to love my guest today. So, let me, before I bring her on, just give you a quick rundown on this amazing, amazing woman. She's a part of a mastermind that I'm in right now, and I couldn't be more thrilled to bring you a special guest doing something truly unique in the marketplace. So let me tell you about my friend. She is internationally recognized weight loss expert. She's a best-selling author. She's a speaker, and she's a founder of the Food for Purpose movement that is dedicated to transforming lives through faith, food, and holistic healing. And you know that that's my jam, right? She has a powerful personal journey of losing weight and overcoming emotional eating through a radical transformation with God's love. She brings a unique blend of spiritual insight, practical wellness strategy for women around the world, and her number one international bestseller, The Secret of Food, has touched readers across the globe, really. And it offers a groundbreaking message that true nourishment begins with identity, not deprivation. Doesn't that sound wonderful? She is the creator of the Love Ball, which is incredibly yummy. It's a divine inspired superfood snack, and she provides it's a tangible symbol of healing and hope, nourishing the body, soul, and spirit. Please help me welcome my friend, Carolin Eickhoff. Are you there with me, Carolin? There she is. Welcome, my friend. I'm so excited to have you on the show. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here.
Thank you so much for inviting me onto your show. I'm so honored and I'm very excited.
Yay! So tell me, where are you in the world right now? Because I never really know. I see pictures of you like all over the globe. Where are you today?
So I'm right now in Switzerland, the capital of chocolate.
That sounds lovely. That sounds perfect. So I read your bio a little bit, but just tell my viewers what it is that you do.
So I basically create these most wonderful atmospheres and places around the table where I, love to feed people God's love.
I love that. What a simple, beautiful explanation of what it is you do. Now, really, you do lots of things, but talk with me about the Love Ball, because I've experienced them because we were at retreat together in January and they're delicious. But I don't know much about where they came from, the origin, the why. They're like organic and they're the superfood, but that's about the extent of what I know. So tell us all about the Love Ball and how that happened.
Yeah, it's a beautiful journey, and it always reminds me of how good our God is, because it was like in my own healing process. I lost like 300 pounds, and I was always struggling so much with food and with my body image. And so many people always, treat this like losing weight as a numbers game, depriving and restricting. And when I was on my journey, I was so confused because I had all of these different things and everybody had a different opinion, but nothing really, really clicked within my heart. Something was missing. And I was like on this journey. I was like on this mission of like losing the weight. Like I wanted to feel home within my own body. But every single time when I thought I found it, there was something missing, because I was always trying to change my external appearance. And then I found myself had all these health issues. And then God clearly told me, and I had no idea. I wasn't reading the Bible back then. It was like 10 years ago. the doctor gave me like this diagnosis of like, you have cancer, and all of these like health issues came up. And suddenly I heard God telling me, I need you to actually follow me. I guide you to a very special place, and I need you to cook. And I'm like, what do you want? Like, what do you mean? Like, just cook. He's like, it doesn't matter. I will give you like clear instruction. And it was like this powerful way of he taking me to the other side of the world. And it was like standing in this kitchen, and I was like worshiping the food. And I was like, God, like, if you're like for real, like, take this away. I really need a solution of how to change my health and my life. Like, here I am. So bow down and worship you. And then suddenly, it was so beautiful. And then suddenly he said, like, it was like this whole worshiping atmosphere. And suddenly the atmosphere changed, and all of the pain was suddenly gone. I was like rolling this type of ball, and I was like praying over it. And then he said to me, look at me. And I stared at this ball, and he said, I need you to eat it the way I love you. You're so loved by me, and you're so seen, and I'm right here. And this whole atmosphere shifted. Suddenly I felt like the joy and like the true love of God. And the love ball was born. That was like the actual thing. And then I did like a chocolate diet, and I was like feeding myself this love ball every single time. And instead of depriving myself, I started inviting all of these like abundance types of food. And I was like rewiring basically like of who I am. I found the identity in Christ. And that led me to like losing 300 pounds. And then he said, I need you to buy a chocolate factory and produce these love balls all over the world and give the love ball away to people in crisis, in need, and tell them how much I love them.
Wow. First of all, wow, you lost 300 pounds. Because being on my own weight loss journey, I've lost about 60 pounds in about 3 years. So really slow, painfully slow. But I'm like patting myself on the back, like, way to go, Clara, 60 pounds, right? But 300 pounds, that's another couple people, right? That's insane. And the fact that God used something so out of the ordinary, right? Go buy a chocolate factory. Okay, Lord. Right? That, and how all of that led to you losing 300 pounds. That's like only God, right, can do something like that. Only God. So you bought the chocolate factory, and then did you like go there to learn how to make chocolate, or how did they get to be these yummy little, because they're not chocolate, they're superfood, right?
Yes, it's like 5 ingredients. It's like actually pretty good for you, because when I was a little bit, on my journey, I wanted to find a solution to not get this yo-yo effect of like bouncing back. I was like, Lord, like, I'm here, like, I need to be. And he said, if you're like all in with me, like, I show you how you actually do this whole life transformation type of thing. Because I was so in awe of like how do people like truly change. I wanted to find the key of not going back in like 2 years or 5 years, like, I wanted to go from here to healthy. That's it. And I wanted to become like a woman that is truly loving herself, like, I had this idea. I was like seeing myself. I got like all these pictures, and I wanted to be free and expressing myself and expressing and shining this light, the love of God into the world, and I was like, okay, I'm dedicated. So between like this transformation and buying the chocolate factory, I started going to university. I lost the weight, and then I wanted to understand how I actually did that, right? So I did all the studies, but I was like, wow, what happened in my transformation journey it doesn't even come close to what they tell you at school. So I was like, wow. And God told me, He gave me specific things. So the level of being obedient is very, very high. He said, you know what? The whole world is telling you, and especially women, that they're not enough. And they're always trying to, I don't know, market something, and like we want to try to fill a hole, or there's always like this thing where, oh, you can't eat this, you have to restrict that. And this is not the way to go, because I'm the God of life and like abundance, like, and I need you to really receive the goodness that I have here for you, you know. So I'm like, okay, it's like 5 ingredients. It's just, dates, like raw cacao powder, cacao nibs, like the real superfood, the cacao, the real fruit. It's like super natural. Um, yeah, and it's like dipped in finest raspberry powder. And that's basically it. We pray over it in the chocolate factory, and we see revival happening in different nations. We see worship breaking out. Like, so many things are happening, within the hearts of the people. And God is really using it as like this powerful symbol for His love. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's just amazing. Something so I love that you spoke about obedience, right? Because so many times in our life, God calls us to obedience in something, but there are things that are hard to be obedient in, right? We're so wrapped up in the whole like you'd probably just die laughing at all the different diets I've been on, right? I've been on the cabbage diet, never been on a chocolate diet, right? All these different things, right? All these different what the world says, here's how you lose weight. Here's the next pill, the next shot, the next, whatever, because we're all, wanting to attain something that we're feeling like we're not able to attain on our own, right?
Yeah.
But that act of obedience, God called you to do something and it didn't even make sense, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's get healthy, go buy a chocolate factory. That makes no sense in the human mind, right? Like, okay, God, how are you going to use a chocolate factory? But he just created this amazing thing, and then you're taking it around the world and it's transforming lives, right? It's revival is breaking out. It's
Yeah.
chocolate. Revival is breaking out.
It can be yummy, like He said, I want you to enjoy this journey. Like, deprivation is over, like why do you want to, I don't know, losing weight? It's not supposed to be hard, or keeping the weight off. It's not supposed to be hard. Like, I want to love you, and I want you to receive my love, and like the natural food, because I had this amazing encounter with God in this kitchen, and He used food always as a tool to, I don't know, to talk to me. I have like a very special relationship with food, because it was always like my biggest pain point. I always had these episodes of like feeling so alone and so desperate. So I know how He turned like this pain into the purpose, and like going from this like this place of like this little girl, so much in pain, turning this into the most beautiful love story, and now other people using this love ball to receive his love, and to receive themselves, and to finally break free from all these strongholds and all of these things and all of these lies, because we are not to be like, we are not supposed to be, in this body, and live in this bondage. It's like so freeing, and I'm so grateful for everything that happened, and I'm so grateful to be here on the show, and thank you so much to, let me talk about this and touch more people's hearts, and like God is doing all of these amazing things. And yeah, thank you so much, Clara.
It is absolutely my pleasure. I have got to get my hands on your book. I have to have a signed copy for my collection. Everybody that I ever have on the show, I'm like, I need a signed copy. All of my authors, everybody, because I'm that nerd, right? Who loves to have signed copies of books. Got to get my hands on that, and I've got to I got to read it. I got to know how God used the love ball to change your life. I'm just so fascinated by, and only God could do that, right? That's completely just something so out of the normal, so out of the ordinary. I'm super excited to just learn about your journey more and learn about your process of getting 300 pounds. I'm just like blown away. That's just unheard of. Even people are like medical intervention are struggling with that kind of weight loss. So that's just completely a God thing. And you look fabulous, right? You would never know that you don't
Yeah.
have this, saggy face or I'm just shocked by the whole thing. I do want to you to talk about how, because people are going to hear this, right? People are going to watch this show and go, I've got to try these love balls. So how do people get their hands on love balls?
Yes, so right now we are actually opening up a factory in the US. So we are starting producing there. Um, so they will get hands on the love balls at the end of the year, but they can read about it in the book for the moment. And it is so wonderful because I just want to share, like when you said share about this process, I want to be like I don't know, a person that is like, okay, you can actually make it. It is actually possible, being like this beacon of hope and light, because there there's something in us, especially women, when we are confident in our bodies and when we know who we are, and we also not hiding anymore behind the weight and hiding behind the clothes and like, hiding, because the minute we are seen and our body is reflecting this, and God can use us in even more, it feels like in a more profound way. It is pretty amazing how, because I know the difference of like being 300 pounds more and losing the weight. And God is really, I want other people to see like God, telling also other people, hey, you can do that, like it's also for you. And it's not supposed to be like a somewhere dream somewhere. We can actually, it's possible to lose the weight long term, but in a way that is like more soft and more loving towards yourself and towards the body. It was never supposed to be a journey of like sacrifice. It was always supposed to be this loving journey to really, like nurture and nourish the body with like all these amazing foods, and the emotional and the spiritual. It's all one coming together. Yeah.
So is all of the how of all that in your book? Like, is it just your story, or is there so you can get our hands on the book and then go, oh, okay, I'm going to follow this system or this path or this whatever is all in the book. We just need the book. Is that what you're saying? Get the book.
Yes. Just get the book and just, like take some time and like let it really, sink in and enjoy it, because it's a step-by-step process. And then I
Sure.
wish so much I had these types of informations at the beginning of my journey, because it was like a lot, it was like wow,
Sure.
up, down, 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 up, and down again. and it can be
That
so
sounds about
easy.
right.
Exactly, because like now looking back, I'm like, wow, losing weight is like the easiest thing on the planet,
It doesn't feel
right?
like it to some of us. Right? So I
It
think
wasn't too
we've just
much.
done it the hard way, right?
Yeah,
But
and it's
I
not.
never, it almost sounds like a spiritual journey, right? Which I never thought of weight loss as a spiritual journey, right? You just think of it as energy in, energy out, right? I can't eat as much because I need to lose weight or whatever. So I never thought of it from a spiritual aspect. So that's interesting that that's really where it started for you as a spiritual journey, right? And a mandate from God, really.
It is for me. What it is one of the most profound spiritual journeys ever, because like I had only me and Jesus on a mission first in the beginning. I wouldn't even say I wasn't like a believer. I didn't know about the Bible. I wasn't even like I had nobody around me that was like believing in God or like nothing. I just heard him and he said, do this. And I was like so in a desperate space of like there was no option B or C or D or whatever. It was like I'm so sick. I need to get this thing straight. It was very painful in the beginning. Like nobody understood of what I was doing. Like I was just hearing him and he said, I need you to obey, do this. And in this whole, okay, one step and another step and another step led me onto this whole journey of like, I'm in awe and wow of God. Yeah.
I'm in awe and wow of God for your journey. I love that. And I'm super excited that you are well. So we're in this mastermind together this year, the Elite Mastermind with Brooke Thomas, and so I actually got to like be with you at the retreat, and just get to know you just a little bit. But there's more going on, right? You talked about maybe a show, is there something coming down the road that we need to also watch out for? We're going to get your book, of course. I'm assuming we can get it on Amazon, or do you want us to go to your website? Just go on Amazon and get it? Okay. What else is coming? Do you have something else coming?
Yes.
I thought so.
Good question. So actually tomorrow, we're going live. It's already tomorrow. I can't believe it. So it's like I'm creating my own cooking show podcast, where I basically creating a show where I mix podcasting with worship and cooking. And I take people on the journey. Yes, and I take people on the journey of what's actually happening in my kitchen. So I like to have fun because I was so like I try to control everything, like with the foods and like learning about the foods and like we try to do all of these things with this is a good food, this is a bad food, I can't eat this, I can't have that. It's always like these external things where we try to control the like these like calories, what you said. And what I realized and come like it's not weight loss isn't so much about like this whole strict plan. It is like what you already said, it's like this whole spiritual journey, but also taking our bodies on this journey where we're not overstepping ourselves again. It's like especially for people who are super aware, we don't need more information about like, oh, this is a good food and this is a bad food. It's more like, okay, we are on this journey, body, right? And we're doing it in a way that's like self-loving, in a way that we don't deprive ourselves anymore, because we've done that and it doesn't work. So we don't need to do any more things that don't work, right? We have to start with things that actually work. And work longer and that are free and that feel true in our body. And like, yeah, this is what we need. We don't need like external bandages anymore or like these things. It's like this whole freeing journey of like strongholds, letting go. And yeah, it will be a cooking podcast journey, exactly.
I love that.
So people all over the planet can recook the food, cook with me the food, having fun in the kitchen again. And yeah, we enjoy.
Okay. I can't wait for it to come out. When is your podcast coming out?
It's next week.
Next week. It comes out next week.
Yes.
Okay. So Um, because the people will want to know where can they go and watch your podcast so that they can cook with you.
It's on YouTube. It's like
Okay.
our love in the kitchen.
Love in the kitchen. Yay! I love it. I love it. I was there when you came up with the name, which is super fun for me, right? We stood there and had that conversation at the retreat. Love in the kitchen. I'm like, that's gold. That's good stuff. I can't wait to watch Love in the Kitchen, my friend. I'm super excited about that. Now, do you have like a website or someplace where people can go connect with you, learn more about you, or should they just go straight to checking out your show and getting your book? How do you want them to connect with you?
So definitely get the book and just like read through it. There's so many special things in there that are very profound, and I truly believe that they will help anybody in their journey, even if they don't want to lose weight, but in the connection with our bodies and food, it's really wonderful. And yes, people can go on the website www.carolineeickhoff.com. And then, yeah, next time, Clara, because I would like to ask you, do you want to be the next guest, maybe on the Love in the Kitchen show?
Yes, I would love to be a guest. I would love to be a guest. I think it's the coolest thing ever. And I love to cook. I often have the conversation with because I have a nutrition coach, and we talk about, holidays are coming up and stuff. And I'm like, I'm the go-to like cook. I got it's like Nana's gonna make her special, whatever. So I'm totally a foodie for sure. So I would love to be on your show. Absolutely. All right, we are out of time, my friend. I'm so sorry to cut us short, but thank you so much for being on the show. I know that your book is going to change lives, and I cannot wait to get my hands on a copy of it, my friend. Maybe we'll have you back on the show in the future to talk more about other things that you're doing in the world. But for now, we have to go. So bless you, my friend. Thank you so much. All right, guys, wasn't she completely amazing? Run out and get a copy of her book. I can't wait for Love Balls to come to the US so I can get my hands on some more of those. And then, of course, as always, thank you for being here every week to support me. I don't know why you're here, but I love that you show up every week, and I love counting you as part of my online family. So, all right, I will see you guys next week, same time, same place. Take care.